What's up, everybody? All right. I'm doing it right. Had a little bit of unexpected technical difficulties, and we're here now, though, and we're going to continue where we left off. Only I kind of did most of what I had intended to do earlier. I wasn't able to do it on stream earlier, but I got it done now, and I'll go ahead and show you exactly what it is that I did. First of all, let's spin it up and let's see it. Same board you know and love, and the drop down for shape we added earlier is still there. There is a bug that I've noted where you can add a point by clicking this shape or whatever. That's not good, so we'll have to prevent the event if it's that event. But yeah, so as you can see, we can now draw some circles there, and yeah, there's another one there. That's the problem. But yeah, it kind of looks like a little face. And I have a plan on why I'm dealing with these issues in the order that I am, but we will go ahead and I guess I'll just leave it as all will be revealed in the end. But for now, I do have a set of plans that I'm trying to implement. So I'm working off of a list, my issues on github.com. So I'll go there. And I'll read through them now, and I'll pick which one I'm going to do next. Optimize rendering by storing mutated indexes after click events instead of just is dirty. That is a reference to, I guess I should show you exactly how it works, what I did. And that would make a little bit more sense to you. So basically before, what we were doing is we were just on events.js. Each time that you clicked, then it would call either add circle of lights or add lights, depending on which function I had not commented out. And that would create the object in memory, and it would assign it a position which would render it, or it would add it to the scene which would render it. But as far as keeping track of it so that we can dispose of the resources later, we weren't doing anything for that. So instead, what we're doing is on this shapes.js, let me blow it up and make it bigger so you guys can see it. So on the shapes.js, we're creating this array which has a name, point, and circle, and that name that you see there corresponds with what you see in the drop down here. Point and circle. So if I change this to points and then I refresh the page, you could see. Oh, you should be able to see. Oh, I have it hard coded. Never mind. That's another thing here. It's another issue I can add. Let me go ahead and add that real quick. All right, so we want to make that drop down dynamic. Hey, what's up, Nico? How's it going? We want to make that drop down based on the value that we have for the name or whatever in shapes.js. So let's save that issue. Done. Okay. And so what I was saying was we have the shapes here, and then the function that draws them is going to be one of these add functions. And instead of actually rendering everything, it calls this add_peg function, which adds it to this array of materials here, and that goes over to main, and on main.js in the animate loop, which is running every frame, we have a flag is dirty, which is called after the click, or which is set to true after the click event, and then we have the draw board event, the draw board function, and we're just looping through the rows and columns, and then adding the we're adding the material to the scene that we have saved in memory, or removing it if it's no longer a thing. So that's basically how it works. There is a reason that I did it this way, and it's so that we could save the state of the board. Now that we have basically an array of bytes representing the color or whether or not it exists, or is on or whatever, we can save those and then load them, preload them in theory. And that should be another issue on my list. So let me finish reading through the issues, and then I'll pick one. All right. So then we have, I already talked about the optimized rendering by storing the mutated indexes. That's a reference to this loop right here. We're looping through all of the array items and then adding them. I think that we could do that a little bit more efficiently. So that's that, but that's not for now. Stateful settings, toolbar options. That's going to be like, we have an object that represents the settings, and we predefine some values, and then those settings are going to be corresponding to the GUI. They're going to be bound to it, and we're not using React, so we're going to have to come up with a creative way of doing that. Shouldn't be too bad. Okay, peg renders when options selected. That's a bug. I'm going to go ahead and take that one right now. So this peg renders when options selected. Let's see if it's as simple as just maybe we can add this as a comment. And then we're checking the ID of these events that are targeted, and and that's how we are going to prevent the clicking. Yeah, you'll see. So the effect of this should be, I can add a point, and then when I pick one, yeah, it doesn't add another point. Cool. All right, so let's add that as a commit. That was a very quick one. Or maybe we need to be a little bit more complete with this. Let's create a constant up here. Renderer DOM element ID, which we will call renderer. And when we are adding our renderer, somewhere we have the DOM element. Yeah, there. No. I think we could just set the ID like this. Let's see if that causes us any problems. I don't think that it would. Seems pretty commonsensical, huh? Perfect. Now we can reference that later. And so that means that we can do, if this is not equal to renderer DOM element ID, then we will return. So we should only be clicking on the rendered element, I believe. Okay, that's not working. So let's see what our ID of our target is in this case. If there even is one. It's not a very good chance that there is one. I'm going to just do the target object. Let's see what we get. Okay, we got canvas. So I guess we can say if it's not a canvas element, return. And let's see if that does what we want. I mean, it's just kind of a dirty way of doing it. And then the goal is to make it to where, yeah, we are no longer adding that. Okay, that's another issue that I just found. We'll have to deal with that. But it looks like this issue is solved. So let's go ahead and commit that. And it's solved in a complete way, so if we add more options in the future, we won't forget to do it. And that's a way better solution. Let's see, we left some stuff in here. So let's get rid of it. I'm gonna take this opportunity to clean this up a little bit. That's nice. Okay, that's a little bit more palatable for me. All right, so I'll commit that. And then that's done. So the next... Oh, sorry about that. Charlie horse. Whew, that's painful. There we go. Need water. You get Charlie horses when you're dehydrated. All right. So a new issue discovered. Circles are incomplete sometimes. I'm sure it's a simple thing to deal with. But let's go ahead and read through the rest of the issues because we did not finish that. But we did solve this one, so let's go ahead and close this one out. All right. Should be gone from there. There we go. Now we have deport functions from main.js. That's something I could potentially look at. I'm going to leave a check mark on that. Image preview no longer working. Image preview. The peg preview. And then plus implement shape preview. So a little bit different. Let's go back to the list. That's definitely in the running. Circle can render outside of the board. Yeah, definitely in the running. It's a bug. Donate link. That's for later. Toolbar buttons. That's for later. Click to add shapes. Click to end. That's probably going to be for later. Light font. Again, later. It's probably going to end up being pretty involved. Shareable links. Involved. And add basic shapes. That's in the running. Optimize for large loads. Prevent dupes. Now, I think that's actually something that we've taken care of. I'm going to mark that as done because we've done that earlier. That's the kind of the issue that we took on. All right. I think the peg preview is what I'm going to go with. And that's what it's going to be. I'll just continue to add these functions to this page, this main.js, and then at the end we'll migrate them all off. Sounds like a plan to me. So here we have click to add the mouse in this position. We're basically just going to have a similar function that is going to be function hover add preview shape at mouse position. And what I'm seeing here is pretty much an identical function. So I think I am going to... There's two things that have to happen for this preview to work. Number one, we're going to have to keep the shape in memory. And two, we're going to have to remove it on the next frame. So what can we return to represent the entire shape? I'm not sure. I'm thinking of a different way to do it, actually. So we're setting add point. With add point, we are setting the value of the color on this index. I don't think we actually have to do anything. I think that... Well, we do actually, yeah. So this will come hand in handy actually with being able to remove a shape. I think. Let me think about it for a second. So we're going to store the color in this array. I'm just thinking maybe how difficult would it be to store the color and the is preview? Because certain pegs on here are going to be a preview, certain pegs are not going to be a preview. I'm thinking I'll just what we'll do is we'll keep a running list of all the preview chords. And this is just going to be a regular old array. We don't need to do any fancy indexing with this one. So we got preview chords, and what we would like to do is on our hover function or the click add function, which, yeah, we're gonna have to take that and change it to just add shape at mouse position. Yeah, change it to add shape at mouse position, because now it's not just only for clicking. Great. I think I like the named parameter there. Oops. Maybe we can't do that. I don't have time to consider that. It's not a huge deal. Oops, that's not right. Do we really have to pass in selected color? Is preview equals false by default, right? Here, I'll make this a little wider so I can see more stuff. Alright. Guess I'll remove this. Alright. All good there. Also game for removing selected color, but not right now. So we have the color, we have the shape. I think that what do we have for these functions? Somewhere in these functions, there's going to have to be a is preview. There it is. So we have add the final argument needs to be passed in here. So let's do that. It's on the draw function. It also wants me to pass in pegs. Oh, I see we're just doing that on there. Okay, so I just have to pass it into the wrapper function and also here, and then it's made its way down. Now here is where we're going to have to do, let's see, we draw a shape. Yeah, I'm cool with stopping that here, and then here. Let's see, we have a data.arrangement. So there's the frame of preview chords there. We could just use that. I'm cool with using that. Let's change it to preview arrangement to keep things consistent as to like what they are. Arrangement, not arrange. This is the preview arrangement. Does that make sense? I don't think that makes any sense. I think that what I'm going to do is I'm just going to return a different variable. No, that's not going to be it. I'm going to create data.preview chords. And that's what I'm going to return with this function. Alright, so over here on shapes, there's some work to do. Alright, that's simple enough, right? If we're on isPreview, then we'll return a new variable called preview chords, which will be our preview chords, which will then wipe out. And yeah, that'll be stored on the other side. So that means that this has to be updated with isPreview, and also the other one. Glad we didn't make too many of these. This is where typing would come in handy tremendously. But whatever. Yeah. So the isPreview also makes it to... Okay, it looks like the right stuff is happening there. It's just not hooked up right now. So we need to get the preview chords. And let's see, what's the best way to do it? Logically, it'll go here. get position index. We don't want that. I guess we can do that. Yeah. Alright, so instead of chords, we're gonna... Okay. Let's see, do we need chords? How would we derive chords from where we're at here? I don't know. Right now, we would have these numbers that are not quite the chords. Yeah. Let's see. I have a choice right here. I can switch to index values, or I'm just going to switch to index values. So I got these preview chords. I think I'm going to have to pass them in the same way that we're passing in pegs. So we're passing in pegs. And then his preview. I guess I'll just do preview chords at this point. And the preview chords are going to have to come from the top. So they're going to have to get into both of these functions, add circle and add peg. And I don't really like that, but that's fine. I mean, it's just going to, everywhere we have pegs, we're just going to also write preview chords, but we're going to give it a new name, preview pegs. Preview pegs. And there's a lot to do. So add, let's see, if we're passing in preview pegs and then we are ultimately returning preview pegs, and then we're doing a before after, completely mirroring pegs, and sorry, one second. Sorry, I completely don't like this. I'm gonna do this differently. Just make sure that I'm still in a good spot. Yeah, I don't like the way that I'm gonna go the other route. Sorry to be wishy-washy, but yeah, I'm sorry. This is just too much. It's ridiculous. I'm just gonna add another variable to this array. Which is gonna be isPreview, and we're gonna pass this into there. Yeah, whatever. isPreview. That's gonna go in byte array. Hang on a minute, that's not right. I thought I had an add point function. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I want this to be in add peg instead. I don't know why I'm doing it twice. So we got pegs coming from add peg. And then that's just going to be within that is going to be the array that has the is preview attached to it. So I'm going to need to pass that into here. And I'm going to need to assign that to I'm going to need to do this. Watch this. Yeah, I like that. I like how it's subject predicate. Yeah, that's fine. Hold on, I'm confused. Wait a second. Is this correct? I thought that there was... What is being passed in here? Sorry, one second. Okay, yeah, that's called on the same page. And pegs is passed into the function on the outside. Is that the array? Because it's assigning it to something that's not an array. That's really weird. Hold on. It's one of those .draw functions. And here's where it's passing in. And then immediately after it gets assigned to something else. But it is an array. Yeah, I don't think that's right. This should be something else. This should be peg material. Or peg object. I'll do peg object. And then that's cool. That's peg. And then we're cloning this. Another Charlie horse. Oh, sorry about that. Whew. Watch the way I sit. Alright, peg object. Yes. This looks good. I'm not sure how this even works, but whatever. Alright, I'm going to make sure we're still functional here. Index is not defined. Run 64. Index is not defined. That's not right. Did we go back? I feel like I need to go back and I think I reverted some of these changes somehow. I'm going to close all this because Visual Studio Code is... I don't know what it is. It's like dangerous. Alright, this is correct. I don't know why that was like that. But alright. So we do have the index and we're passing it in already. So instead of that, we're just going to pass in byte array like that. And actually... prompty. It needs index. I don't know why I wouldn't think it needs index. It's fine. Oh, that's cool. It's already returning the byte array and the pegs. Right? What was it returning before? Pegs. I don't think I was using add point previously. I don't want to use add point either. I want to use add peg. Yeah, okay, that was confusing. The name similarity got me all confused. Also, it's not putting in byte array. Perfect. Now, right here, it's very simple. And then we return that array instead of just the one thing. There's no X. Line 65. It says the position is undefined. How can that be? I don't know. Byte array, pegs, position, and yet it says it's not defined. I'm just passing position, dude. Like that. Same thing. Undefined. Why would it be undefined? Where does it get passed it on main? Right there. But it looks fine. Yeah, I'm not going to pursue this any longer. This is like a wish list type thing, I guess. I'm not going to be nitpicky. I'd like to get this done. Or I'm going to be less nitpicky, I guess. So reading X, yeah, so we're going to take this back. Yeah, there we go. Working again. The only thing we're going to do... I thought of a way better way to do this. But I think it does involve this. I think it does involve this. We do need to store whether or not it's a preview that we're rendering. So I think that this is necessary. Unless I can think of a better way to do it. So I guess at this point we don't even need anything. We don't even need the color in the byte array. We can store if it's a preview. All we need to do is store the is preview. Do we even call dot color anywhere? I don't think we do. Anyway. Well, now we're going to put it to good use. Yeah, well, let's try that. I don't see it. There we go, we're adding the... Oh, we didn't add it. Okay, yeah. I forgot that we reverted. So, yeah, let's go back here. We'll go... is preview is false, just like that. And then we should be able to pass that in to the draw shape function. Not sure why that one's not lit like that. Maybe because it's not a primitive. I don't know. Oh, because it's a let and not a const. Okay, that's why its color is that. Cool. I remember I wanted to change the name of this function because it's no longer just a click function. I want to change it to just simply add shape at the mass position. Yeah, that one. And then instead of this click event, or actually just adjacent to it, not that. Yeah, let's see if that works. All right, awesome. It's adding them on hover, which is half of the job. Only thing that needs to happen is that they just need to be removed next frame. I think that's probably not going to work, but yeah. Actually, you know what? I don't need to remove them from the... I don't need to flag the is dirty. Or maybe I do. You think this is hell? This isn't that bad. I guess we're entitled to our opinions, Radiant Radish. But it is going to be worth it when it's done. And I have a product that people can use, and it's gonna look beautiful. I'd say that there's really not much in life worth doing That doesn't take a little bit of work. Oh, that color's broken now too. Alright. So setting that should be enough, but it's not. Peg's I is not equal to null. Maybe that's never set. No, it is set. It's set right there. This is what's supposed to be removing the object from the scene. I guess I'd never even seen it working. Let's see. Maybe we're passing the wrong thing into the remove function. There we go. So we remove the 3D object. That should work. And we've done this before too. We still have the hover event over here for reference. I thought we did. Well, it's in the Git history. Let's see, it's gonna be somewhere over here. Hover, show light preview. Okay. And yeah, if light preview scene.remove light preview. And then what we were saving to light preview was the return from add light, and the add light function was returning peg, which is the 3 mesh. Let's see. Are we console logging? Aha, okay. These are the same condition. Wait, no, they're not the same condition. Okay. Alright. Well, let's just see if we get any consoles. Alright, any consoles? No. So we're not firing. What about now? Still no. What about here? Are we getting into here? Looks like we're not getting into here, so this must be the wrong variable name. Yeah, this is JavaScript. This is a library called THREE.js. Don't remind me. Don't tell me. It's preview. It's preview. Okay. So the arrangement value is preview. Should be coming from the response, which comes from the arrangement response, which we're setting to is dirty. Okay, that's what it is. We haven't added this in. Actually, no, that should be part of our byte array. And we're passing in is preview here. It's not getting to this function, that's what it is. So let's call dot draw. And here we'll have to pass in the is preview. Here as well. And then we're already passing it in there because we did it there. We forgot to do it anywhere else. So let's go. All right, now I can see the translucency, if that's a word, of the preview. So at least we're getting that. That's good. Now it should be flagging it with that. So we should be seeing our console logs, I think. So let's go into these draw functions. We have point and we have circle. So here's add point, and it goes into is preview, which goes into peg, but it's not added to the byte array as is preview. We only did that for circle. Okay, now what I suspect is happening is it's being removed too quickly. And hopefully we can just get rid of the is dirty flag, and maybe that will, well, it's not going to be that easy, unfortunately. So if I get rid of this and I hover again, I should, yeah, I see those again because we're not removing them. This is where we are removing them. But we're removing them too quickly. Let's think about it. The function fires every time we move the mouse. All I can think of is just well, we're removing the, yeah, okay. I think what I'm going to do is pretty simple, actually. I'm just going to do a spread operator in here, deconstruction, and then we'll give it another thing here that says is rendered equals true. And nice thing about JavaScript is we don't have to check and see if that is a property first. We can just, it should just catch it as an undefined. So, no, Copilot's annoying sometimes. Alright, so if it is a preview and it is rendered, is that going to work? I don't think that's going to work. I mean, that's going to literally do the exact same thing. Well, we could keep a running tally of how many mouse move events we've had, and then we can check to see if we are one off from the other one. I mean, that's kind of a rough way of doing it, right? I mean, it should still be there. It shouldn't be removed. This right here, that shouldn't, I don't think that should be happening there. Let me walk it back a little bit. this is correct. Everything here is fine, except for this, which is not fine. I think that instead of inline in the loop like this, we can just loop through them separately using the filter function. But I do think, here, let me walk it back a little bit. Okay, so I do think that we can use the spread operator like we were doing before. And we can call isRendered, or, you know, assign it to isRendered. Okay. Then on the next event, what we can do is we can do clear rendered previews. Or clear previews. Why don't we just do clear all previews? I think that's going to be the cleanest solution. Right. So we just flag them as null. And each time we run this event, if is preview, then we'll clear all the previews and make this a little bit more readable. We're clearing all the previews. We don't really care what they are. We're just getting rid of them. Surprisingly, that doesn't work. It seems to work some of the time, but not all the time. How does that work? Maybe we can just get it out of there, you know, right there in that loop, like this. Maybe that's the better way to do it. Yep. Yeah, that's the better way to do it. Do we get a circle preview? Kinda. The circle's bugged. We'll have to deal with that. But the point is almost on point. I saw that it was... could have been in my head. Yeah, I think maybe it was because I had removed that from the screen. But yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh, look at that. There's a dull one right there. That's definitely not supposed to happen. I don't know. Maybe we got an error in the console or something. Nope. I don't understand why that's not working. I should be able to set that to null. And then in my loop here, it should be, maybe we need to flag as is dirty. A lot of wind. That's probably what we're missing. Oh. Well, no. Okay. Alright, maybe not. Clear all previews. That should be every time I move the mouse, that should be happening. I think there's something else happening here. I think it's adding in duplicates on the same space. So this is where our byte array will also come in handy. Alright, so another function to determine if the position is occupied. And I see that it's still... It still seems like it's... See that? See how they're getting brighter? That looks like they're going over top of each other. And that's not good. Position is occupied. Well, we do set it to null. So that's correct. What's the actual model that we're trying to go for here? We have a pegs array, which is the rendered material, and we have the arrangement, which is just an array of colors and whether or not it's a preview. We could probably bind those to the other one and cut down on this, but I have it doing two arrays for a reason. And that's because they're running in parallel. All right. Where does pegs get assigned? I think it's only in these shapes.js. The quickest, I mean, the most success that I have had was this right here. That's the closest thing to, you know, what I want. Let's get back to it. No. We're not gonna do that. So we assign the arrangement value to null here. I'm wondering if we have to like all of our functions, they take the arrangement and then they return it like that, right? Now I'm not getting any previews. Which is interesting. Is that working too good? No, something's broken. Properties of undefined. Where's that at? I see. Alright, that's not the right way to do that, I guess. Seems like we're getting nowhere. Alright. That's no longer necessary. We're mutating the array directly. And where are we? Okay. So what's supposed to happen versus what's happening? Okay. So right now I have the isPreview variable going into the byte array, and each time this frame is drawn, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to loop through all of the with this clear all previews, I'm trying to loop through all of the arrangement values with isPreview and then set them to null. Maybe I left something in here. I don't think so. But this is the problem, is that this is not firing. Did not set is dirty here, but I think that worked too good, or not enough. I'm wondering. So the pegs is supposed to be the rendered material, right? So when we set the arrangement to null, we're supposed to be able to find the same index in the pegs that is not equal to null, and then remove it from the scene. Why is that not working? Is it the equals equals equals? I don't think that would be an issue. Animate. Draw on board. And I'll just use the equals equals. If I take this out completely, do I still get those skips, or is that... Yeah, you see how I get less skips? Right? It seems like my pegs is being overwritten at this point, which is a defect. I don't want that. I want my pegs to still be there. But somewhere we're overwriting it, I think. somewhere we're overriding it. Let's see. I'd like this to work because there are other methods that I'd like to use to remove this stuff from this board. I guess the yeah. Maybe it's redrawing it. No, that's not it. That would have been cool. No, okay, but I would see the console log. Oh, I do see the console log. Okay. So the arrangement is equal to null. And the preview equal to null. It seems like we're doing things a little out of order somehow. But where to correct that? So we must be mutating the array after the second event is fired somehow. It stays on there. We can try this. Just add that is rendered. I mean, that would make it... Yeah, that would make it more... Yeah, that's not the right direction, though. If we're re-adding it too quickly, that could be an issue. Alright. I got an idea. It's a pretty simple and dirty idea. So all we'll do is we'll add to the removed indexes the index value that we've removed. And then we'll flag as dirty. And in the draw board function, what we'll do is peg's I is not equal to null. Hopefully that will work. And then back over here on this function, yeah, I'm not setting that to null anymore. Alright, almost there. We got some dead spots is all. And then what's going on with the click function? I'm not seeing any errors. Alright, let's see what's going on. well, I guess removed indexes. And that's going to need to be cleared out at the end of this. Cool. Let's see. Now do we get our circle preview? Not quite. Let's deal with that. So we're supposed to pass in this is preview. It's supposed to get into this add peg. Everything looks fine so far, except for this. And these arguments need to be in the same order. And it's not even going to do it. Same order as the other add point function. Byte array, pegs, position, color, and is preview. Forgot about the radius. Wonder what radius of 1, thickness of 32 looks like. That looks not too bad. But obviously, yeah. So we've got the is preview going in as is false. Interesting. That looks correct. I know that the is peg is correct when it gets in here. Everything is looking good, which is scary. Maybe we're not adding it to the response, is what's going on. So the other implementation of arrangement response, it does, that is correct. Okay, damn, what could it be, man? What could it be? It's like just some of them are getting left behind, it looks like. There is the option to just clear the entire board every time, but I have a feeling that that's going to be too memory intensive. Otherwise, these should be pretty much the same. It's got to be an issue with the ordering of the arguments, right? The byte array, pegs, position, pegs. Byte array, pegs, position, color is preview. Byte array, pegs, position, color is preview. The same. Oh, okay. We don't have that not position is occupied, so let's add that in. I don't think that's the issue, but we're definitely going to need that. Aha. That is the issue. What a weird issue. Cool. Obviously, you can see that there are dead spots, which I think we can do better than to have dead spots. Question is, how do you fix that, really? Seems like if you have dead spots in one quadrant, I can't draw when there are dead spots, or it's not consistently getting the right value there. There's definitely some issues, but the rendering is done in the proper way, and we're able to do the preview, which is good. So even though we've created some issues, the real thing is that it's being done properly. All right. I think that I'm gonna go ahead and get this corrected though before you know what I mean, before we do this. I think what's happening is the floor might be causing that. So we have this get position index function which uses math.floor. But I'm not sure that that's correct every time. I need a more accurate way to represent the position of these pegs than this. Let's see. I have a quick thing that we can do about that, but let's see, we're rotating clockwise. So all right, let's create two arrays. Used X positions and used Y positions. Now, yeah, so they're not positions actually. So let's call them used X indexes and used Y indexes. And we can just do them with the little comma thing there. So these guys will hold our used indexes. And yeah, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I'm trying to think. I think we're always going in a negative direction on... No, that's not gonna work. Alright, I'm gonna simplify this. Alright, so if we don't already have these indices, we're going to push them to our array. And we're going to call either the ceiling or the floor function in this order. And hopefully this function should return an adjusted position. Alright, what do we got for problems? Includes. That should be fine. Oh, yeah. We have to initialize them as an array. Now what's going on? They are defined. Wonder why it thinks they're not defined. Alright, let's change this up a little bit. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. I think that's it for my webcam, so that's it for me. My webcam's pretty battery hungry. Let's see, what do we got? So the position, get rid of all that. I see what the actual issue is. This is not the right solution. Go back on it a little bit. So the problem comes from sorry about that. Interesting. I must be having an error here. Is previews not defined? I think this is not going to work. That's better. Why am I feeling like I already solved this problem? Roll that back a little bit. Do I still have this circle issue? No. Okay. There's still the dead areas though, which is what I'm trying to fix. I think that the first thing that has, like, you see the center point there? The first thing that has to happen is that center point needs to not be the way that it is. But also, maybe it's just that we're trying to trying to fit too many circles into too small of a, too many pegs into too small of a circle. There's a big circle. A lot less issues there, but still issues. See it flashing and stuff. All right. One thing's for sure, this definitely needs to account for if the position in question is a preview or not. So I'm gonna do that refactor again. So let item equals that. But then first we'll pass in his preview, and then if his, oh wait, yeah, no, so I remember now. So we'll send that to item. And then what we return is item and not is preview. So if they're both equal to is preview, like if we're on one, then we ignore the other. Or I guess yeah, that's probably fine. All right, and then we don't forget to pass it in here. And then, of course, up here as well. Nice. I see that the position of the circle was not the right position, and that's what was giving us a issue. Okay. All right, used X positions, used Y positions. How are we going to use that to prevent this thing from happening? All right. This is where we're gonna have to do it, I think. Yeah, this is where I tried to do that loop instead before with math and seal on both. I'll try that. Oh yeah, that's way better. Cool. I thought that would work. I think I just need to add this in. I guess I'll just console this. See what we end up getting. Position -1. Yeah, I think that's actually in general true. So why isn't it working? Try that, huh? It's not the prettiest. Still some dead spots there. So what should be happening there? Let's get the simple one to work with. Okay, right there. A couple of them wind up in between, and if you zoom in, they're not like on the circles at all. So definitely some adjustments needing to be made. Just on the preview though. Oh yeah, there's one. Now, if I look at this, I would definitely expect a complete circle. You know what I mean? Still doesn't quite seem like the midpoint is, you know what I mean? Seems like it's a little too low or something. This doesn't help. This is not helpful at all. I'm gonna roll this back. It is regressive. Alright, let's see if we still got everything. Okay, perfect. I mean, it was a little bit better. Maybe that was just in my head, though. Something ain't right. That's for sure. Yeah. I guess we'll continue. Maybe log this as another issue. I don't know. All right. Oh wait, my camera's dead. Yeah, probably a good time to quit. If I'm so wishy-washy, it's probably a good time to quit. Alright, well, let's see. Let's clean up this commit. I'm not so sure about this one. Basically everything except for the two at the top. I don't know, we got 2 people watching. What do you think? Should we continue or what? Does it bother you that you can't see my pretty face? Or what? I'll leave it up to y'all. Going once. Going twice. Alright, well, I will go ahead and end it there. And I'll probably be back on maybe later tonight. Something like that. Do some alone time, some reflection time. And then come back to this. And pick up where we left off. Thanks for joining. If you haven't already, subscribe on YouTube. Then if you could flip on over to Twitch, follow me there, and I'll keep you posted about this stuff. Alright guys, thanks for joining in. See ya.